What's going on, everyone? Let me welcome you to the Fizz Show. I'm Trey. Um, I'm 18 years old, big sports fan, as you can tell, and I want to start the show because I see all these other people that blow up, or you blow up in their niche, and just get to make a living off of doing what they love. So I was like, I'll give it a shot. I love sports. I love, everything to do with sports. But I'm doing this for more than just, fame and being able to live off of it. Sorry if you can't tell, I'm nervous. I genuinely spend at least 75% of my awake hours talking about sports. Just talking about, all baseball, football, basketball, hockey, UFC. I spend a lot of my time just sitting there talking ball with my boys. There's nothing I love more than doing this. Nothing. I fell in love with sports at a very young age, and honestly, I have to thank my dad for that. We had season tickets to the Chargers, and we went to Padres games almost every weekend. Not every week, at least once a month, But without my dad, there is no sports fan Trey. I grew up going to Qualcomm, watching LT and Phillip Rivers, Antonio Gates, Antonio Cromartie. All the legends, all the Charger greats. I grew up watching them, and ever since I saw those navy blue jerseys hit the field, there was no coming back for me. And the same with the Padres. Khalil Green, Trevor Hoffman, Jake Peavy. Watching all those guys take the field and really do something special for a community, and it felt like they were doing it for me. It just, everything to do with it, I just fell in love with right away. There was no question to me that for the rest of my life, me and sports would be intertwined. It would be something that I forever do. I forever am just encapsulated by. I'm just fascinated by everything that has to do with sports. One of the reasons what I hope to gain from this is just a community. A community. I'm not from San Diego, so I don't have a ton of Chargers and Padre fans that I can sit here and talk about that with. There's some. I'm 2 hours outside of San Diego, so there's some. But most of them are D-backs fans and Cardinal fans or Dodger fans. I see what guys like the Hogwatch have, guys like DSG, Talking Friars. And there's nothing I want more than to do what those guys are doing right now. And I believe that this is, the first step towards making that happen. So this is going to be called the Fizz Show. In my sophomore year of high school, people started calling me Trey Fizzy Fox. I don't know why, but it stuck. And I just think the Fizz is kind of a cool name for a show. You pour the soda, you get the fizz. You know what I'm saying? But what really I've always had this idea, but what really catapulted it into happening was I broke the news about the Padres' new spring training hats. That tweet, as I speak right now, has 150,000 views. And just seeing the likes and the comments of people saying they love it, and people retweeting it, and UniWatch retweeting it, Talking Friars talking about it, Al Scott talking about it, Ben and Woods liking replies. It was like, oh, this is awesome, and this is something that I want to do. This feels awesome. So with that, I kind of want to get into hat talk because just like UniWatch, I'm obsessed with the aesthetics of sports. There's just nothing I love more. There's stuff I love more, obviously, but I am a nerd a flat out nerd when it comes to the way people dress and what the team is going to be wearing. So let's talk about that tweet that made me famous. Not famous. But here we have the 2024 Padres spring training hat. It's a gold hat. It has kind of a mesh, kind of fly knit material. We got a black under brim. This year's new. This is embroidered onto the hat. It's like tackle twill. It's an embroidered patch. Now you might say, hasn't it always been like that? No. I have last year's hat with me. Last year's hat, that's an ironed on patch. I don't know if you could tell. That's ironed on. And that's something that a lot of Uni-Watch fans and a lot of just hat wearers were like, we need that. Because people were having them fall off. Can't have that happening. And then I want to talk about this one too. I broke this news as well. This is the Padres 2024 Clubhouse collection. A lot of people thought this would be rubber. This is more of a patch as well, sewed on. Got these little like baseball seam stitchings on both sides. Yellow under brim, which is something I really like. This is very, because people thought it was going to be like this. This is last year's Clubhouse collection. This is more of a rubber, kind of, rubber. It's rubber. And it pokes out of the hat like that. And it's the same fly knit material. It was a black under brim last year. But a lot of people thought it was going to be like that again. And New Era completely didn't mess it up. They completely switched it up. I think they hit a home run with this year's hats. I truly do. Because we have this hat that's coming out now. Let me pull it up on my phone. The batting practice hat for 2024 has came out. Credit to Uni-Watch. I don't know if you guys can see that. You're not going to be able to see that. Oh, there we go. We got the tan. The tan makes an appearance, which is something I've been clamoring for. We need a hat that goes better with the tan. A little tan accent on something would be excellent. It'd be the greatest. And they finally did it. So I already ordered mine. It's on the way. But let's talk about the Padres. There is a massive fucking problem with the Padres right now. They have 2 outfielders on the fucking roster. 2! Can't play a Major League ball game with 2 outfielders on the roster. I know Mike Schilt knows that. But we're 6 days away from pitchers and catchers reporting. Shit needs to get done quick. Now, what I've seen people talking about is you could put Pauly out there, maybe see Merrill, Tirso, which are all fine and well prospects. But at the end of the day, Manny Machado's getting older. Xander Bogaerts is getting older. We have 1 year guaranteed left of Ha-Seong Kim. Tatis is getting older. He's still young, but that's a year wasted of Fernando Tatis. Jake Cronenworth is damn near 30. You know, Yu Darvish doesn't have that much left. Joe Musgrove, 32 years old. You can't punt on 2024. You can't. It needs to be a year that you take full advantage of. I understand you don't want to spend the money. I get it. Last year didn't work and you had a very high payroll. I get it. It didn't work. Change it up. But what we've seen out of this Padres front office and this Padres team in this offseason has been appalling. You cannot completely give up on the team. I get it, you want to let the young guys play. You let the young guys fucking play, that's still only 4 outfielders. You're going to need more. You're going to need depth. And that's assuming that one of those guys can be an everyday outfielder and Jose Azocar can play center field. That's what we're fucking assuming. That's pitiful. We're assuming that Jose Azocar can give you a 150 games and hit above 250. I love Jose Azocar. I've met the guy. Nice guy. But he should not be the center fielder for a team that has Manny Machado, Xander Bogaerts, all the names I've listed. Fernando Tatis. It's ridiculous that AJ is just sitting idly by and just is okay with it. It's insane to me. And I can't believe that AJ would do that. Now, given if this team does go get out and get a Soler, trades for a Seth Brown, gets a serviceable outfielder or two, and a fifth starter, nothing special. Maybe in a Seth Brown, do you throw in Paul Blackburn? Maybe you throw in a prospect that can come up. Maybe it's Brito. I don't think that fifth starter is the biggest problem with this Padre team right now. You get two more outfielders, I think this is about an 86-win ball club. 86, 87 wins. Which is only 2 games off of when they went to the NLCS 2 years ago. I'm a big fan of what DSG says in Fat Cats versus Hungry Dogs. I'd rather have a hungry dog. 87-win ball club. Tatis in the conversation for MVP. Now let's talk about another team that I love. You can see him over my shoulder. The Chargers and Dean Spanos made a correct call. They get their guy in Jim Harbaugh and Horitz. The tandem at head coach and GM. Jim Harbaugh is exactly what this team needs. Look at what the Padres did when they brought in Bob Melvin. They thought they needed a proven baseball non-first time manager to direct a young developing ball club. Dean Spanos took that blueprint and said, all right, I'll do it, but I'll do it even better than you did, San Diego. I want Jim Harbaugh, the defending national champion, excuse me. I don't like Dean Spanos. Think you should have kept him in San Diego. But goddamn, give him his credit. Because he got this right. Jim Harbaugh's already begun building an amazing staff in LA. Amazing. An all-pro staff. And Hortz, look at what he did with those Ravens. I think we all watched that AFC Championship. It wasn't the talent that lost them that game. They ran the ball 14 times. That's what lost them the game. The talent that Horitz helped build in Baltimore will be replicated in LA. And you have your fingers crossed that you get a better OC than Todd Monken. That's what you hope. Now, you want to talk about the Chargers? Let's talk about this offseason. Priority number 1, the number 5 overall pick. It has to be one of Alt, Neighbors, or Bauer. In descending order is what it should be. I wrote an article on this. You can go read it. It's on my Twitter, @the Fizz Show. You don't pass on a guy like Bowers. You will not get another Bowers. All right? It's not something you're going to get. Hold on. I need to plug my computer in. I apologize. Now, Brock Bowers, priority numero uno. Nailing that number 5 pick with any of those 3 guys, you can't go wrong. And then in this offseason, you need to restructure Keenan Allen. That guy needs to retire a Charger. That's not a guy you just let go. That guy needs to retire a Charger. You have a tough talk with Mike Williams. Either he needs to take a pay cut or he can kick rocks. Same with Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa. With those four moves and Corey Linsley's retirement, the Chargers are back in the plus on the cap. And I believe you nail this draft, you do not need to have an aggressive free agency. Key depth signings, maybe one solid role player. Nothing crazy. The talent's on this team. It's never been about the talent. It's been about the coaching and the depth. When that talent goes down, there is nobody to fill that role. They need to take a balanced approach. Know that the time's running out on Keenan. The time's running out on Derwin. Herbert's getting a little older. But the Chargers have a real future in LA, and they'll be a 12-win team. Now, I think that's going to do it for the first episode of The Fizz. I don't want to drag it on because I don't want people to have to sit through a long episode for the first episode. But, when I get on my feet more, there will definitely be longer formed episodes. But follow me on Twitter at The Fizz Show. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Shout out to Pimp Lord 619 for giving me the inspiration to do this. And stay Friar faithful, bolt up, and have a good day.